Hey, what's going on, guys? Victor with Chasing Waypoints here. So, just a super quick video on a couple different things, and one of them is creating a route. So, the how I do it with Google My Maps, and the second one is once you've got that route, is converting it to a GPX file. So, super quick video. It's only about 20 minutes long, but it's a step by step on how to do it. So, just to make sure, Google account check, Shiny Head check, Roadbook check, and computer check. So anyway, hang tight for the ride. I think you guys will like it. It's a lot of good information. I've been using this for a while. You want or have any questions, feel free to hit me up on social media, Chasing Waypoints, or chasingwaypoints@gmail.com. So hang tight for the ride. Check this out. Uh, this is how we plan a route. You've already seen the intro. So go into Google, hit up Google My Maps. That's what I use. I like it because it leverages both Google Street Maps and Google Earth. So you'll be greeted with this. You definitely want to log into your account over on this side, and so you'll have a handy place to save them all. As you can see, these are some of the routes that I've planned or planning. But for today, what we're going to do is just a quick map for a ride we've already done, which is the coast. It's available on the website under Waypoints. You'll see it there. But I kind of want to show how I do it. It's going to be probably a little bit longer of a video. We're going to literally recreate that entire map. But you'll see how fast it goes. So pretty cool. All right, so what we're going to do is create new map over in that top left corner. We're going to be looking at this thing. Obviously, this is the map of the U.S. And I've used this for planning routes both in the U.S. and Baja. So we'll zoom in here. First thing we want to do, if you guys have already seen that map, it actually starts over at Hamul Liquor. So there's a couple things that you can do. You can jump right into creating the route, or you can select certain waypoints. If you know there's some areas that are kind of tricky and you want to get in there, I'll go over that kind of stuff later. But right now, we'll just kind of stick to the basics of creating this one. So first thing you're going to want to do, over under the search bar here, you're going to see it says add directions. So we are going to add a directions layer. But before we do that, I'm going to switch this base map over here on the left to the satellite view. It gives us a little bit more of an idea. Then now I'm going to hit the directions. It's going to add something there. So that map actually starts in a place that's here local to where I'm at. It is the Hamul Liquor Store. If you've never been there, highly recommend it. Great little spot to start off. They got plenty of drinks, different adult beverages and whatnot. So first thing we want to do is from there, we're going to want to head to Tecate, the border crossing there. So I'll go ahead and select that. You're going to see it's going to take us out the 94, right? So that is set there. The next thing that I'm going to want to do is going to get us over to, this has gotten us into the town of Tecate. Now I know that we got to hit the 3 and get out of town, basically, and head south to Ensenada. But what I want to do is you got to watch out, because sometimes you'll hit Ensenada and then it'll take you like right into the heart of town, which is cool and all, but that's really not where we're going. So you can pick another spot, like say for instance, Santo Tomas. Santo Tomas is a good spot for this. So we go ahead and add that and hit Santo Tomas. You'll see it come up right there. And there it is. So now you got a line all the way down to the bottom there. And it's always really important to kind of go back and double check the route. So you're going, in a place where you think, okay, yeah, that's pretty efficient there. We're not doing all these U-turns in town and whatnot. So now that we got that one going, we've made it here. What we want to do is we're going to continue further south. So this one actually goes into past Santo Tomas, goes through the construction, continues to follow the highway, and then comes all the way down to just past the town of San Vicente. So if you guys watch the video, Travis from every single Sunday, I got to bleep that out, but Travis from every single Sunday did a great video on it on the Bike Bandit channel about it. But basically, south of San Vicente, you come down, and then there is the entrance that goes into this place. So what we're going to do is go ahead and zoom in on it. If I remember correctly, it's right here. There it is. So in the video, you're going to see an abandoned house with a huge arrow on it. That is it right there. So that is where we're going in. So as you can see, there's really nothing here, and obviously that house isn't it. So what we want to do is we're going to go back, click on the untitled layer, and then you're going to see this pop up right here, add marker. So adding a marker, this is the easy version. We do that I do that when there's a lot of intersections, especially when we get into some of the other stuff in Baja, where there's really no road crossings, nothing, big landmark. So what I go ahead and do is hit add marker, and I'm going to go ahead and drop that pin there. So now it's going to ask me for a name, so I know that this is the Santa Marta entrance, like I don't speak Spanish. Santa Marta entrance to the coast. So there's actually an orphanage just down the ways here a little bit. It's the orphanage's Santa Marta. So we'll go here. All right, so now we've got our waypoint. We're going to go ahead and hit add destination. So remember, we left off at Santo Tomas. Next thing I want to do is Santa Marta, and you'll see it come right up. So you saw that I added points up here on this untitled layer, by clicking on it, and then you can select different points. So you can do that if there's going to be points that you're going to be referencing to a couple different times. It makes it really easy to just go back, because once you point them there, then it's easy to add a destination like you saw here. It's just click add destination, you start typing in, and it comes up from that top layer there. All right, so now that we are here, I'm going to go zoom it back out. I know what the road looks like going in and coming around this area, and I know where we need to go. You can kind of see it here in the screen as it weaves around and then comes all the way to the coast. So probably going to do another point right here. This beach may or may not have been ridden by someone in that video. I will let you guys figure out what happened on that beach. That sounds kind of bad. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, donuts and whatnot. It was cool. All right, so let's do that again. Let's go ahead and drop another pin. We'll go right there, and then we'll go. You can name it whatever. Let's get creative here. We'll go with the 790 Cove. How's that? All right. Cove. All right. Hit that. All right. So now we've got another point there. Let's go ahead and add destination. 790 Cove. Okay. So here's the fun part. So I want to go back and look. Now, if you don't do this right, or if you do this and you put a point up here, excuse me, if you put a point up here in this section, you'll notice that there's this cut that comes down around the hill here. That's not to say it's not passable. It can be. Sometimes it's a little rough. It is a little bit steeper. As you can see towards the end of it, you see there's a couple of alternate lines here. You can see that it's getting close to a wash, so you can pretty much count on this is on the side of the hill. That's why I like switching to the satellite view, so I can kind of get an idea of what the lay of the land is. Very important, though. I know this road, so I know this is the way I want to go. If you didn't know this road and it went down this way, you wouldn't know that this could be a little bit rough or could be a little bit sketchy. So you just want to kind of know, like, hey, if you know somebody has been down in this area and it's somebody that you trust, like if they tell you it's gnarly, then you want to confer with them and just say, hey, this is what I'm thinking. What do you think? Just to make sure you don't end up in trouble. So, all right, we've officially made it to the water. This is a great section here. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to head back up north. So there's a couple ways of doing this. We know that we came out in the Santo Tomas area, right? And I know that we're following the coast all the way up. And then it comes around. We do all of this section and then comes around this way. So there's really two options here. I can go ahead and hit Santo Tomas as the next destination and hope for the best. But more than likely, it's going to spit me out or spit us out down here at Ejido Erendira and then send us back up the highway, which is not what we want to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick another destination further up here. Looks like, oh, that's marked. So let's try that one. La Calavera. This is a pretty cool section if you are, yep, La Calavera Road. There it is. Better be the one. Yep, there it is. Okay, this is a pretty cool section. This right here is all fun and games. You can see what this is like in the video from Bike Bandit about the ride. Make sure you check that out. So yeah, you're coming around all of this. This is pretty rough. It was pretty gnarly. Here's where my skid plate, somewhere in here, almost ripped it off the bike. Go up here. This is the, I'm going to call it the 50 meters of glory here. So from right about here to about here, maybe right here, that is all you get for this entire run of sand all the way up the hill here. So you can kind of see where it fades out there. It is no joke. It's not super bad, but yeah, it could be interesting, especially if it's been dry out and not rainy. It's gonna get bad. Anyway, I digress. We're making a map. All right, so we've made it to La Calavera. Let's get back over to Santo Tomas and let's see if this thing sends us the right way. So there's Santo Tomas. And guess who got doubled back? Aha, there it is. Okay, so now that it's done that, we know that is not the way that we want to go. What we're going to do is you're going to slide this over and see how you get a little dot there. You're going to go ahead and click on it. Don't be stubborn. And you're going to drag it. And there we go. Now, one of the most frustrating things about this is sometimes this thing will just go haywire and it will do like a little U-turn and then send you back still. So you got to experiment with where you're grabbing these points from on the track to get it just right. And sometimes it takes grabbing like a big chunk for it to actually work. You know, don't go real minute, like go from here to here, you know, right in this area, like go way down here and then grab it and then drag it over. And that sometimes is a much better path. All right, so now we've basically done the loop. We've came around to the next section or back onto the highway through Santo Tomas. I want to go back and I want to check this and just make sure that nothing's really changed, that we're still on the same plan here. We're not going anywhere funky. So now, all right, we're back on the highway. Let's get back to, basically back to town. So I want to go kind of backwards. So we went Santo Tomas. So let's click on Tecate from here. Wait a minute. Aha. There we go. Much better. See, it changed the map. So now, again, click on that. Drag it over. There it is. Where it needs to be. That should be there. It'll take us around. I really wouldn't worry about this stuff too much. Sometimes, you know, it's just on the way back. It's got a different way that it wants you to go. It's not too bad. You could always follow the line back the way exactly you came. You're definitely going to want to stop for tacos at some point. Stop for some food. Trailero. Pretty good. Not going to lie. There's a couple other ones in town, but you guys would probably get lost getting there. We'll save that stop for another visit. And then let's go ahead and add another destination. Let's go back to Tecate. Looks like we are on track here. Let's make sure. All right. And then, yeah, looks, I mean, there's pretty much only one way through here. And back up to the valley there. All right. So you can kind of see how the line changes its thickness. So let's go ahead and now add our stop point, which is basically back where we came from. Looks like it sent us back that way. Sometimes it'll try and send you back through like Tijuana and that, and then go around. So this works really, really well for creating a route. But the big thing is that you want to make sure that you're double checking where it's sending you and that it makes sense. If you don't know kind of what it looks like, again, share it with somebody that you know, hey, could you just look at this really quick? I know you know the area. Make sure I'm not, riding off into the sunset. So got a bunch of points here. We've made it this far. Looks like we are back at our starting point successfully. So we have got a route. So now that we got this, well, what do we do with it? Right, so let's go one more. Oh, see, it did it again. So this is what I mean about constantly double checking this. So let's go ahead and drag it back over there. All right, now we're good to go. And then let's check down here, make sure it didn't go haywire. Nope, good to go. All right, cool. So we've got this. Now we've got that. All right, so now let's see. How long are we doing this? Step-by-step directions. 310 miles, 9 hours and 35 minutes if you obey the legal speed limit. If you've never done roadbook navigation, you could print these out, and this is pretty much the same thing. 167 feet, you're going to make a right turn. In another 92 feet, you're going to make another right turn. 18.9 miles, you're going to make a right turn onto, it's starting to sound like the reverse of a NASCAR race. And then 1.73 miles, so this is kind of useless. Later on, as we get more advanced with this, I'll do another video how I'll show you how, like, oh, hey, how many dirt miles are we doing? Or, hey, how far is it from gas stop to gas stop in certain sections? That's the one. This, with the directions, step by step, 310 miles. Hey, what's your fuel range? I could get 150. Okay, so you know that before you head into the dirt, you want to make sure your gas is in decent shape. And then just so you have enough to come back out through there. So if you're on a skinny bike, definitely want to top off in San Vicente. If you are on a adventure bike, you could take a quick splash as well. You might as well just fill up. It's not that bad. If you are on the tanker trucks or the tanker version of the adventure bikes, you're probably still good. You could probably do this whole loop with one tank. But I would definitely try and keep the bike light through some of the section, especially in this uphill over here. So, all right. Anyway, we're making maps. We're not talking about the route. So we've got that done. Let's go ahead and click on this. We're going to go ahead and rename it. Chasing Waypoints. We'll do that. The coast. Ignore my horrible typing skills. Coast. Save. All right. So here we go. So now that we've done this part, what we're going to have to do is we're going to actually have to export this so that we can create and convert it to a GPX. So this is the next big one, right? This does you really no good because it is a KMZ file. This is great for sharing with family so they kind of know, hey, this is the planned route. This is where they should be. If you're breaking it up into multiple days, you can do driving directions, and then you can add another layer of driving directions. And then what it'll do is start all over. So you can put like day 2 or something like that. So what I want to do now is I'm going to export this thing. What we're going to do is we're going to go export KML KMZ. We're going to do the entire map. And then we are going to go ahead and hit download. So once it is downloaded, then from there, you're going to go over and wherever your download section is, you're going to go to search, you're going to do KMZ to GPX converter. You're going to get a couple of options here. One for the My Geodata Cloud, and then you're also going to get a GPS visualizer. So I used to use the My Geodata Cloud. I'm probably going to sign up for one of their memberships because it works actually really easy. But if you're not doing that quite yet, and you're just kind of dabbling this, you can use GPX or GPS visualizer here. So real simple. Output format, we're going to go to GPX. We're going to go ahead and choose our file, which we saved on our desktop. Let's go ahead and hit open. You're going to hit convert, and then you are going to see it after a minute. You get this, and then GPS right here. Click to download your data. So there you have it. Down in your downloads folder, you are going to have the GPX file for the route that you just created. So once again, super important. Double check your work. Always double check your work. If you're not familiar with the area that you're going to be riding into in a certain part of the map, try and get some feedback from that area. You know, hey, what it is. Also, try and ask people that you feel like kind of have the same riding skill as you, or or maybe more conservative. Some people tell me they ride off road, and then once you get off road, you really kind of see that, hey, yes, you do, but there's a little bit more confidence needed, to put it lightly. And so it's totally okay to not. How should I say this? It's totally okay to say, hey, this is just too much for me. In some of these places that we ride in Baja, it gets really remote, really fast. And you have to be confident in your skill set. And if you're not confident, that's okay. Speak up. It is what it is. You're going to have way more fun if the route is catered a little bit more to your riding style. There are some very sandy sections for very long periods of time on some of these routes. If you are not comfortable riding in the sand or sandier roads, 10 miles is going to feel like a billion miles. So anyway, keep up the riding. If you got any questions, hit me up, chasingwaypoints@gmail.com. Remember, the GPX file that we just created, the actual GPX, is available on chasingwaypoints.com. So feel free to jump on over to that. Scroll on down. It is right there. So check out these cool videos. You've got the video from Bike Bandit with the ride. There's me in front leading the way around. Travis from Every Single Sunday on the impressive 790. And me babbling on for about 45 minutes about the ride. Anyway, hope you guys are having fun. We'll see you guys in Baja.